Hey Don, how are you? Can you hear me okay? I'm trying something here. Hey, can you hear me? I got a new phone, so I'm trying to figure this out here. Okay, good, good. Hey Melissa, how are you? I'm solo tonight, so I'm trying to figure this out. Miss Lazaria, how are you? Miss Tammy, how you doing, Miss Tammy? Okay, good. And I got my earphones in, so might help. I'm in a hotel, so as you can see, that orange chair, Kelsey would not let me have that in the house. That's for sure. Trying to pull up on my iPad here one second and see if I can read this. Here we go. Sorry, so it's loud. All right, I can read your chat bigger now. One second. Turn the volume down. All right, I think we're in the game, y'all. Think we're in the game. I'm just checking in, shooting the breeze with y'all. I can't watch myself on there. It's delayed, so my responses are delayed. I'm sorry about that. You like the orange chair? It's comfortable. I'd like to have it, but Kelsey ain't gonna let that happen. Quality is HD 1080. I'm guessing that's good. Hopefully that's good. I just got a new phone, so it was time to retire the old phone, and I had the 12 forever, so we ended up getting that upgrade to the new iPhones. It's crazy. Does it look clearer though, y'all? It looks clear. Looks crisp on my end. Kelsey's sleeping right now, Miss Dawn. She's asleep. I'm in Arkansas. I had to work, so I had to hit the road this week. And yeah, I'm in Arkansas, so thought I'd do a little solo live. I've never done one by myself, so you two are staying safe. Yes, ma'am, Joanne. Thank you, by the way, for that donation. That was very kind of you. We sure appreciate that. Um, you didn't have to do that, so we really appreciate it. Let's see here. Hi, Josh, Joanna, Lazaria, Disa. Thank you so much. I hope I said your name right. Disa. I think it's Disa. Thank you so much. It was an interesting one, y'all. It was interesting. There was a whole lot, as you guys heard in those responses, but there was a lot of she really wanted us to get her truth out. You could tell she had a lot to say. So sorry, I'm looking at the iPad here for the comments. Let's see. Oh, UT Pilly. Yes, ma'am, I agree. I'm a Vols fan myself, so yep, I'm in Arkansas. And actually tomorrow, y'all, I don't know if you guys remember Miss Gina from I'd say January, February maybe. We did a video. We were talking to her mom and her was it her mom and her son. And that was I believe that was around January or February. But I'm back in the same area in Arkansas, and I reached out to her. I told her I would, and um, yeah, we're going to be doing some more filming with her tomorrow. So she actually has a family member that was unfortunately possibly murdered. Um, it's an interesting one. Let's just say that it's going to be interesting. It's kind of a lot. It's actually pretty recent. Um, so I'm probably going to have to be pretty private. But yeah, we're going to go and talk to her nephew tomorrow. So and possibly someone else. This lady had a lot of deaths around her. A lot of people murdered or passed away. So it's sad, but yeah, we'll see if we can help her find a little peace and some answers and everything tomorrow, hopefully. And I'm doing it solo, so it's only my second time doing a conversation by myself, filming and doing all that. So Joanne. Disa. I like your name, Disa. I hope I said it right. It's like Lisa, but Disa. Let's see. Okay. Thank you. I seen it. You just said I said it right. I don't have my second pair of eyes. So the pretty one of the two is not here tonight. Let's see. On the last video where Walter brought the killer in, Mary Ellen said it changed her. Yeah, yeah, I did hear that. I I'm starting to kind of feel like that maybe them helping us navigate, and it gives them an opportunity to maybe help themselves. Walter made a comment as well. I think it was last week or the week before about it. He told came in and told us thank you for helping the girl, praying some peace over her, and he said it helps his light. Then he mentioned his palace, so I or castle. He says a castle. Like, I don't know if he's talking about a castle in heaven or what, but he said it helps build up his castle. So I don't know what that meant, but we've gotten some pretty interesting responses from the spirit guides lately, and it feels like they're getting more and more where they just pop in just to let us know they're there and to say hi to us. So it's interesting. Let's see. Tara must be asleep. I know the law did not show up tonight. It was kind of my fault though. It was just spur of the moment deal. So it's helping them. I think he said he's about to move on today. Oh, to like today? Was he on Dalen's live or something? I haven't seen Dalen's live. I've been working all day. There's a guy who's hoping to crack the case. I shared your video. Hope you believe in this and that it's possible to crack it and get her out. Yeah, hopefully he does too. It's the problem. Some people think we're crazy or something. I don't know. You guys know how it goes. And that's the other thing is there's not a lot we can do. I mean, unfortunately, you can't really just turn over a paranormal video of spirit speaking, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, let's look into that." I wish it worked that way because I really do. I feel like we would really be on to something, but really, it's just for the victims to get out their truth and their words. Because at the end of the day, only two people really know what happened. Um, so yeah. Let's see. You're doing good. Well, thank you, Joanne. It's helping them. I think you said that. Sorry, I'm reading these responses out of order here. I get focused on a conversation and then I forget to read the comment. And Adrian was with Adam. Yeah, Adam. You know what's funny about that, Dawn, is when we were filming in Texas, if you saw the video where we were helping the girl Anna and everything in the hotel, uh, Adam came in multiple times, and he did come in around the time Adrian announced himself. So now it's got me wondering, maybe maybe Adrian's training him or something. I know it sounds wild, but maybe it works that way. Maybe you get trained and you got a probation period, and then you get the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I don't know, but it seems like everyone that's new that kinda gets introduced like that, like Jack just popped in, and, there was Bill. Bill was with Walter, I believe, a few times, so or no, Mary Ellen, he was with Mary Ellen, um, and then now he's popping in all the time, so I don't know. I don't know if it's if they're just trained like a normal job, I don't know. I think, are correct 100%. Judy can probably tell us. I heard Jack too. I should ask Kelsey's mom one day. Uh, we've talked to her a few times off of camera. Um, and I haven't talked to my dad yet, so I definitely want to talk to him, and that might be one that I can film. So let's see. Oh, I think I heard you guys that heard Sarah were heading to Dallas. I didn't hear Dallas, but it's definitely possible. after many, 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 many hours of listening to the responses over and over again, it does get hard to after a while to pick up on certain things. That's why I have to takes me a few days because I always go back and after I edit, I go over it again and again, just try to get as much as I can. Hey, Courtney, how you doing? Usually with Judy. Who's usually with Judy? Lazaria? I know a lot of times Adrian comes in and then Judy's with Adrian. The first time we ever heard her, she said she was, what'd she say? She's up high with Adrian checking the scene or watching the scene or something. Miss Connie, how you doing, Miss Connie? Yeah, you're right. I'm glad you caught that, Miss Lazaria, because I've said the same thing. Oh yeah, you do a great job. Well, thank you, Disa. I appreciate you. I, we'll just wing it. Just wing it. Dalen was scared in the cemetery. I'm good, thanks, Josh. Oh, I have to check that one out. Are you do a nighttime one or something? I've noticed at night it's different. Energy changes, so you get to where certain voices you hear clearly and it kind of shuts others out. That's been my yes, ma'am. Well, you know what I've noticed, and tell me if you guys pick up on this or think I'm correct about it. I've noticed that when like when we ask a spirit a question, even though there's all kinds of chatter going on and it's hard to decipher, you can most of the time you can hear their responses pretty clear. So I don't know if that's intentional, like their responses, maybe an answer to a question comes through over other ones. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because I'm listening for an answer. But to me, it seems like it kind of quiets a little bit whenever you ask a question and they respond. So the Courtney, he was scared at night. I love the last two episodes. Great job. Thank you, Miss Connie. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. I'd like to do some investigations at night or at least go to do some conversations at night. Problem is a lot of places around us, they close down the cemetery, they lock the gate. So we don't really have anywhere that's just open. Even in Savannah, they shut it down. Savannah's like that's like ghost tour capital, but they shut down the cemeteries at night. Well, hey Josh, you're up late, brother. Yeah, I'm a night owl, so I'm usually up too late to be honest. I have trouble sleeping. I'm not a good sleeper, so uh yeah, I'm up. And I'm traveling today. It's been a long day, so not able to just go right to sleep. So I thought, well, I'll test out this new phone and try to do a live by myself. I didn't think anybody would be on here, to be honest with you. And that was Seth. How you doing, Seth? You doing all right in Oklahoma? I'm not too far from you right now. I'm in Arkansas. So I don't know if you guys been keeping up with a lot of the I'm sure you have because it's on every news outlet everywhere, but there's a lot of lives lost in the floods in Tennessee and uh Carolina, then Florida, obviously, Georgia. But unfortunately it's sad, but there's a lot of people still trapped in their houses on mountaintops, down in hollers and stuff that they can't get to. Um, I guess there's some other things going on that's keeping them from doing rescue missions. So I don't know. It's just crazy, but it's sad to think about as we're just sitting here right now and I'm in a hotel, y'all probably at the house in the comfort of your own home, and there's people that's stuck under debris or, you know, suffering. It's just sad. It's been on my mind a lot. And we're only a couple hours away from that, but they won't let we tried to get in to help. We wanted to go down and help, but there's just they're not letting people in right now. So it's sad. Tammy, we still haven't gotten power here in South Carolina. Oh, Miss Tammy, I'm sorry. Hopefully it hadn't been too hot. It probably is though. Uh, South Carolina. I was supposed to be in South Carolina soon, but I don't. The area we're going to got a lot of damage, so won't be heading there. Let's see. Sorry, I just Sarah today. I sensed that too. A lot missing. Yeah. I think about that too, Josh, and missing kids. Yeah. Yeah, that's sad deal. Actually, I know a guy who is doing well, he has a he does search and rescue and down in Florida, and they're actually in North Carolina right now. Um, and he had some buddies that have private helicopters, and they're footing their own bill, and they're going out and trying to rescue people, but then the government shut them down, and they're not allowing rescue missions at certain times of the day, which seems crazy when you literally have people dying, stuck, and who knows how many children or elderly. It's tough. Oh, it's sad, and I'm praying for everyone from Iceland. I used to live. Oh, okay. Now that's a big change from Johnson City to Tennessee to Iceland. But Iceland's beautiful, I bet. I'm sorry, Miss Tammy. Was your house okay? Did you get a lot of damage, or are you just out of power? We're in Kentucky, and we got a lot of floods here. Nothing like East Tennessee or Carolinas, but we had a lot of wind damage and floods, trees down, things like that. Nothing like what y'all dealing with, though. Gosh, definitely our prayers for sure, Miss Tammy. What part of South Carolina was you coming to? The Charleston area, and where we were going, they had some flooding down there, a lot of flooding, so we're not able to get into that area. But we were just a brief trip. But we'll be in Savannah at the end of the month, so hopefully we can. Hopefully that's all right. I don't haven't heard much about Savannah. If y'all know, let me know. I know they probably got some flooding. I know that. Worried about the New Orleans meetup. ESP after Helen storm. Oh yeah, the graveyard shift. Yeah, I know. We wanted to go to that one, but we had a lot going on. At the time it was happening, I got a lot of travels for work and things, so we weren't able to make it. So um, that's why we are going to do the Ghost Brothers weekend and then do some filming and stuff in Savannah. So what part of psychology coming? That's weird. Something else. Miss Melissa, that's right. We can all praise the family. Dawn, we caught the tail end of the winds from the hurricane, even the way all the way here. Springfield, Illinois. My dog was terrified. Gosh, I didn't know it came all the way up there. That's wild. Bet the little fella was terrified. I'm hoping the towns hit worse won't become ghost towns. Hope they can rebuild. Yeah, me too. Um, and there's, I someone sent me pictures of some of the rural, just real small little towns and some of the hollers and hills and mountains and stuff. And whole town's gone. Like you think of a road or a neighborhood that has 50 homes, they were gone. Nothing. And some of those folks, uh, probably had that property, family property for years and years, and it's just gone. Winds were crazy. We had a lot of damage and flood waters. The river runs behind the house, and the water was up to the back porch. Man, I'm glad y'all are all right. Those hurricane, we went through. We lived down in Florida, North Florida, St. Augustine area, and we went through Irma, and yeah, we lost everything on that one. Took on like 5 foot of water, and I had a big safe. We had everything just kind of wash away. Took out the floors and everything. Um, but yeah, it's never easy. We had a lot of damage. The flood water runs behind. Seeing the murderer be saved. Trying to. I don't know which one you're talking about. You have to let me know, Don. A murderer was saved from the flood? Was it the No, it wasn't that. Y'all hear about the crazy story here in Kentucky in Letcher County about the, sheriff that shot the judge? That's wild. Brandy, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a little bit. Hope you're doing all right. Hi, Josh and everyone. My poor cousin got direct hit. No electricity. That's horrible. Oh, on my video. Seeing the murder be saved was pretty miraculous. I see what you're saying now. Mr. Henry. Yeah, that was that was something else. I don't think a lot of people caught that, but I know what you're saying, Don. That was incredible. Miss Tina. How you doing, Miss Tina? Is anybody in here from overseas? I know we got someone from Iceland. We got any UK folks? Sometimes Miss Sarah pops in here late at night. Yes, insane, sad sheriff's daughter. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's yeah. Yeah, that's the rumors. There's several rumors, but that's the one that I've heard the most around here. That's only probably I'd say an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from us. We heard a lot about it. Knew some people that were close to that. And that's what I heard was that he did something to not just her, but possibly some others in the area too. So in the community. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Brandy, sorry, I'm just catching up on some of these here. Yeah, I'm happy this new phone's working good. I just got it yesterday. I ain't even figured it out. I just got used to the old one, and now had to get a new one. But the good thing is we were having trouble with our mics. We got some Rode mics, good mics. We were having trouble with them staying connected to the other iPhone. So I'm hoping that I can use the mics on this and then the audio will be even better. So that'll be good, especially when it's real windy. The other mic we were using, it was all right, but when you got constant wind, y'all know how that is. There's no hiding that. I tell you what, the grocery stores around here are bare. Yes, ma'am, I bet. It's worse than when COVID hit. Josh, which of the men actually shot the woman on the side of the road? It was her husband, right? No, they're saying it was Mr. Henry. Was it the guy? It was the guy she was dating. So her husband passed away, and you're talking about Miss Verna. So her husband passed away, and she ended up meeting this guy who was he the former lieutenant governor of the state of Kentucky, I believe. He was also in the military, was high ranking. Um, she was dating him, and he's also the one that was connected to Miss Patricia, who was thrown or tripped, they said, down the elevator shaft. She said she was pushed. So, but yeah, it's the same guy. Always use all actually use for apps. Damn it, that's horrible. I hope they can get through it. Making sure I wasn't crazy. Not to shoot the deputy. But Joanne, I won't tell you shot the deputy. I will not tell anybody. That's the guy Walter brought through. Yes, you're right, Don. He did. You guys notice something whenever we do conversations, and sometimes it's kind of you can tell they're being kind of aggressive, it's kind of heavy. You guys notice Walter comes in right then and there, like literally. you can get a negative comment or somebody that's trying to, intimidate you. Never fails, Walter comes in. And if you notice, a lot of times when Walter steps in, guess he's like the warden. Things just kind of chill out. Oh, it's funny, Jared informed me today I was knighted the court jester. Self-defense, Don. Which one are you talking about? I might have missed what you might have been talking about something else. I'm sorry. So, yeah, Disa, definitely. He's the muscle. I just picture him being yeah, just the enforcer, making sure nobody gets out of line, I think. I like Walter too. And y'all notice we've been hearing a lot more about Bill. Bill's been coming in. And if you heard the responses, she said, what she said, everything's peace or everything's good. Bill's here with us or Bill's assisting us. And then Bill come in and he said hi and all that. That was the most I've really heard about Bill, besides him just saying his name from time to time. Everybody needs a bill. Yep, that's right. Especially a bill that has $100 on it. I like those bills too, Seth. Any of y'all going to Savannah at the end of the month? I hope I'm MZ. Is that Marcia? MZ, is this Miss Marcia? If it's not, I'm sorry. I just think I thought it was Miss Marcia. That'd be awesome though to be a spirit helper. That'll be incredible. Hopefully I get that job when we get up there. That'd be cool. Everybody needs a Seth. That's right. Walter entire salvation and story is on yours and Dalen's videos. He says a lot. He really does. Really does. Never been there, but I gotta figure. Gotta go be Haunted City one. Yeah, and definitely you gotta check out St. Augustine too. Yep, Miss Marcia. Okay, good. I thought that was you. You get in trouble again, Miss Marcia? You hiding from the YouTube law? Causing trouble? Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. Hey, who brings the funny? I went to the casino today. I didn't win no money. I went there with a buddy and no money. It was a lot of interesting folks though. Friday night's the first of the month. Y'all know what I'm saying. It was a if anybody in here enjoys people watching, I mean that's like one of the main reasons we go to Kentucky State Fair is to watch people. But there was a lot of good people watching at the casino tonight, that's for sure. Oh, they get me, but I fight for free speech. I hear you, Miss Marcia. He's the only spirit I've ever heard come out straight way with his first and last name. You talking about Walter? What is his last name? I never caught that. Seth, go to bed. Miss Joanne, MZ, me too. Miss Joanne, who's in your little picture icon? I was trying to look close to it, see who it was. Been hearing Christopher come in on Dalen Spirit and Dalen C Fan Spirit Box Session. Haven't heard your name or Kelsey's on there yet. No, Dalen had one say I think he said my name one time. Wow, it was way back. And then we had one Spirit say Dalen's name. And he was actually there when we were doing some filming in Texas. Dalen and Jawan were there. and we heard Dalen's name on that one. We were in the brothel room, and we heard Dalen's name. Oh, no one you know. So I told Kelsey I thought your picture was somebody from what's that cartoon? It's like a Spanish. It's a Disney movie. It was about like the Day of the Dead, I believe. Um, what was that? It was a name. I'll think of it. Uh-oh, I'm falling asleep. Don't fall asleep, Miss Marcia. Okay, we'll let you go to sleep. We'll let you go to sleep. I heard Mike come through. Yeah, Mike's been coming through. Um, so the first time I heard Mike was actually with Mary Ellen, and she said I brought Mike. And then she said something along the line of helping or showing him or something. But this was like 6 months ago, and then I didn't hear nothing from Mike. And then all of a sudden Mike started coming in. Coco, you're right. It's Coco. Thank you, Miss Linda. How you doing, Miss Linda? I didn't see you sneak through here. Yeah, you're right, Coco. That was a good one. Good one. Mike comes through more and more. Yeah, you're starting to hear him more and more. But what gets me is Steven. Steven comes through all the time, and he always says, "Hey, buddy," or something like that. I popped in. Yeah. Night, Miss Marcia. Stay out of trouble now. Stay out of trouble. At least give yourself a few weeks to get out of jail, get free before you go back into YouTube jail. I'm just saying. And a hug for anyone who needs one. I'll give you a hug. I'm giving you a hug, Miss Melissa. Air hug. Has Adrian always been with Adam? That was the first time I ever heard Adam with Adrian. I heard Adam when we were doing in Texas doing that investigation, but that was just like once or twice, and then bam, he was there. So you think maybe Josh with Kelsey and Kelsey is that the other spirits are hearing of your all good works, and now the spirits want to be like y'all spirit helpers? I don't know, Seth. Um, I'll tell you this. I think with Steven, and honestly, I kind of feel like could be two Stevens. It don't matter to me. I hear him. It's peaceful. I'm like, all right, Steven's there. But I've noticed that he started coming through right after we talked to him. You guys remember I got his age wrong, and I went back and apologized. And ever since that video, when I apologized to him, we hear it almost every video now. But we also hear Bridget's name, Bridget from the Spring House. So I don't know if maybe like we were able to kind of help her and help give her find a little peace, and then because of that, she wants to help us out. I don't know. That was the first I heard Adam. Yep, our spirit guide list is growing. Yes, ma'am, it sure is. Let's see. No, Adrian came from the same cemetery Walter came from. The first thing he said is, "God sees what I see." Dalen upset him, I think, because he questioned his gender. Uh, Steven is your buddy. Yeah, he is my buddy. It really feels like he's my buddy too. Adam was new to me. I was thinking Adam the original. Adam the original. I don't know who the original is, Don. I thought I heard Bridget's name. Yeah, you did. I think it was the last one. But they said I seen you help Bridget. So and then also when we were at the woods when we talked to Miss Patsy Cline, we did that other video with we had all that activity in the woods. And they talked about Bridget in there. I think actually she said her name. I came to help, or you helped me, or something like that. Oh, like Adam and Eve? Okay, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I remember that shift with Dalen, unsure if Adrian was female or male. I sense a middle-aged male soul. See, Lazoria, I kind of see, I can't speak. I kind of sense I feel like he's a young man. I could be wrong. I don't know why I feel that way, but I don't know. But it's funny because he'll come in and he'll talk to me like we're buddies. Like he's like, "Hey, Josh," just very nonchalant. He'll say, "Hey, Josh," or just hanging out, or just stopping by. I've noticed that with him, and him and Walter come in a lot together. Hi, Josh. Have you ever come across spirits who have asked for help for their past family members? Oh, we've had them mention their family. I was talking about Steven a while ago. Steven's perfect example. We asked Steven if he was resting with his family, and he said a lot of things like he couldn't find them or something along those lines, or maybe they left him. I remember him saying they left him. Um, and someone else said that he's special. Like I was in like special needs because they kept saying he's special, he's different. So I kind of assumed that, and he was born in the 1800s. So back then, if you had special needs, you guys know how they treated them. But he did tell us that he found his mom, and then his mom came through and thanked us, and that was incredible. That was incredible there, and he's been with us ever, just hanging out. Anytime we turn that box on, he shows up. I swear to the Rosemary says on Dalen's video that she lived long time ago with either Joseph or Joshua, and they call her Grandma. We hear Grandma a lot, which would put her in Jesus' family tree. Yeah, wow. Uh, yes, Stephen said they left him. Yes, that's right, Miss Linda. I think Walter's becoming like best way to put it, like Big Brother or like a role model. That's how I feel too, Seth. They call her Scion. Hmm. I never heard of that. That's neat. Zach is to me a younger boy or young teenage boy. See, I haven't heard Zach yet. I heard Jack. Oh yeah, Jack, father figure to Jack. Okay, possibly his dad or father figure to Jack. I haven't heard Zach. I'll have to keep a listen for it. Yeah, Jack comes in a lot, and he's always very nice and respectful. And I when he first started coming in, you'd hear his name a lot, and I thought maybe he was one of them, just young boy playing, messing around with us or something. Then we started hearing it, and I started hearing it in Dalen's videos, and then Jack just started helping. Trisha, Miss Trisha Life, how you doing, Miss Trisha? I ain't seen you in a while. Missing girl Sarah seemed like she found her parents. Yeah, I hope so. It sounded like it. And then she asked if we saw her granddad. Did you see my granddad? Or somebody asked that. I say her, but you guys know it could have been a million other people. But somebody saw their granddad, and it was just sounded kind of like her responding. Hope I'm talking loud enough. I'm in the hotel, so I'm trying not to. I don't want to be those guests, the ones yelling. Spider Queen, how are you? Good to see you. I think Jack is a little older than Steven. I do too. Well, Steven's only his headstone. If it's the same Steven, he was only 2.5 years old. But the other Steven that was the unknown soldier Steven, he told us he was 14. Um, and he also told us that last time we spoke to him that he had a mission in 2 weeks. Do you guys remember that? 2 weeks to the day. We were in at the that plantation in Louisville, Kentucky, and we were at the spring house, and that's where we met Bridget and all them. And That was 2 weeks to the day, and he came in. So I was like, I wonder if that was the same Steven, if that was his mission. I don't know. Spider Queen, hello, hello. And we learned about completing, and Walter couldn't because he had rage. Huh. You said Walter had rage? Mary meet Spider Queen. Always good to see you and Kelsey. Well, thank you. It's just me tonight, Miss Spider Queen. I did, I'm in Arkansas, had to travel for just work. And like I was telling them, Kelsey ain't gonna let me have that orange chair in the background. But I like the orange chair, it's comfortable. Spider Queen earning my stars. See, I love this family. Well, we love you too, Seth. I sense Sarah was a child who lost her parents early in life. Grandpa took her, but he passed and he was left to live on her own. Okay. Since Sarah was a child, lost. Yeah, that's possible. You did mention her dad a few times. Um, so it could have been also that same type situation with her dad. And if you notice, she said she was looking for work. With one of the, I won't say theories, but uh, something that was mentioned in some of the other blogs and stuff was that they believed that she is just hitchhiking and was looking for work. Decided to, I guess, hang out around there. And it sounded like she had some friends, possibly a boyfriend, possibly somebody who's responsible for her death. So I don't know. The entire Walter saga plays out on yours and Dalen's videos. It does. Sometimes it's like they're just sharing bits and pieces of their life. The entire one. So Josh, you can always say the chair followed me home. That's true. I don't know how to be putting it in the back seat though. And then she might tell me, well, that's your new bed now. And I'll be honest with you, that thing's comfortable, so I wouldn't mind it. I'd have to clean it real good though, right? Disinfect it, shampoo it. This is a hotel chair, so you guys know. Just see, always just see how automatic time place jump in here and I'm talking about all that. I agree, Seth. I agree. And I'll try to do some more later night ones. Usually I'm editing at night if I didn't get a chance in the day. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some more of these late night ones for sure. It would be interesting to see if the DNA or Sarah is an archive. If that's Sarah, that's the name I heard. I don't know if Sarah's was her name. I don't know if you guys picked up on this or saw on the responses on I put on the screen, but you said Mrs. Schaefer, and then she said me, and then they said it's her. So I feel like Miss Schaefer's her last name is Schaefer, I think. And then we did hear Sarah. So I don't know if that's her name or somebody else. Few hours finding any missing young girl named Sarah. Didn't find any matches though. Wow, Azaria, that's neat. You put so much time into that. Few hours finding any missing young girl named Sarah. And I looked up Sarah Schaefer. Looked up missing girl in Mississippi, in 1920. I looked up all that as well. It's hard to find things from that far ago. You know what I mean? Where did you pick up Walter? Is he a slave? Walter started coming in literally probably the first month we started filming these conversations. And I hadn't heard them before until we started filming. And yeah, he started coming in. So I don't know where he come from. Somebody who she thought was going to be her boyfriend. That's what I picked up, Miss Linda. Like it was her friend. Maybe they were working to be in a relationship. Uh, They called it off, and it wasn't her decision. She said that. And then she said it things got heated or it got heated or something. She thought it was going to be her boyfriend, so sleep Melissa's always. Sarah Schaefer was her name. We called it. Yes. Okay, we were saying Sarah, as in biblical Sarah. No, Sarah, we believe, was the girl from the last video we did in Texas. She said the name Sarah, so we're kind of thinking it's that's her first name. The Lazaria, our detective. I know Lazaria's on the case. I picture you with that big fluffy white cat on your computer. Just maybe get one of them little detective things, like Sherlock Holmes, right on your eye, right there, Miss Lazaria, and you just going away. Yep, from Mississippi. Yep, oh, you guys heard Mississippi plain as day. Mississippi, different state, and then she said Mississippi, Mississippi, Mississippi. Monocle. Yeah, 1920. I did. The eye thing. Yeah, old Sherlock Holmes. Is that a real like is that like a magnifying glass? I assumed it was. She said he punched her in her body. Yep. I don't know if that killed her. They said she was beaten. That is what we read, and also she was assaulted. So SA assault or S assaulted, I guess. You can't say the name on here, they'll kick you off. But my cat is sat next to me, bathing herself. What color's your cat, Miss Tricia? Dalen was at a slave cemetery when I first heard Walter, I believe. I will have to go back in the videos. Sometimes I want to ask the spirit guides like questions like that, but also I'm afraid to it, I'm afraid I'm crossing a boundary, a line or something, and then they'll just quit talking to me or stay distant or something. I get nervous about that. I don't want to tick them off or overstep my boundaries. But I'm very curious about them and their past. I picture Mary Ellen like a sweet school teacher or something, like a little nice lady school teacher. Um, and I think of Rosemary like that as well. She probably born from Mississippi and then went to Oklahoma and finally Texas. She was hit in the head. Yeah, hit in the head, beat up. Let's see. Yeah, it was a slave cemetery from way early on. You know what's interesting? You mentioned slave and cemetery. So in the cemetery with where Stephen's at, uh, the one we go to pretty frequent, that one there's a section with little rocks. I assumed it was like enslaved burials, and multiple times they told us that we helped the African children, and the African children were coming to say hi, and you guys have heard it. That they're behind you and things like that. But you know what? We never heard about them until tell that Stephen video when I just tried to make peace with that side of the cemetery that felt heavy and didn't want us there. That's where we kind of felt some darker feelings over there. But once we talked to them and they gave us a thumbs up and they told us thanks for helping, and it's like they trusted us. Then we started hearing about more about the enslaved folks there. The kids is what they said. So I don't know, I find that interesting. It's just neat that they come up and it's just like they can sense you, they trust you. You're not there to be mean to them or nothing. You're there to help them, and they know that. That's incredible. All right, let me catch up on these comments. Take care, everyone. Look forward to the next one. Say hi to Kelsey. I sure will. I'll be with her Tuesday. Be back Tuesday. Have a good night. And thanks for stopping in. Where am I at here? She's black, gray striped with white paws. Mix of tab. Oh, she sounds like a pretty cat. I was never a cat person. Kelsey's mom, Judy, she had this big old fat Himalayan cat. It was 20, like 22 years old. It was old. She had it when Kelsey was young, and it didn't die until like 2021 or something like that, 2020. But that cat, it was a strange cat, very skittish, but for some reason, when I would walk in that house, a cat would run out from wherever he was hiding at and jump right in my lap and then just hit me with his head just over and over, just hit me, hit me, hit me. And I'd pet him and he'd just sit like that for hours, just sit right on my lap. And Kelsey tried to pet him, he would just turn his head and walk off. Some reason that was my buddy. I don't know. Maybe I probably gave a few extra treats. Miss Judy didn't always like me giving too many treats. I wonder if Rufus was. She mentioned that towards the end. That is Rufus. I don't know who Rufus was. I was curious about that. Maybe she did say there were two people there when she was murdered, so maybe he was the second guy. And did you guys pick up that they could have solved the murder close by? Like maybe one of the guys lived nearby where they found her body? I also remember that they like Stephen King books. Wait, Mary Ellen likes Stephen King? Oh, I've missed that one. My dad loves Stephen King. That's cool though, she said that. The African children were at Patsy's video. I thought first. We did hear African children there, but we also heard it when we were cleaning the headstone. That video we were cleaning up. They come and said that to us. That was the first time I heard him talking about the children. And then later on, we did the woods where Patsy was, and that was a lot of enslaved folks coming forward. As long as check your book. Yeah, you're right, Lazaria. They could have checked your books, but they probably didn't know where to check. But yeah, that you think that'd be something that they could start checking your if they had any idea, just start checking high schools and um see if anybody had any missing young ladies, redheaded girls. I guess back then it was just so hard to get the word out. Very respectful. Melissa. Very interesting. If I miss anything, y'all, I apologize. People trust you because you're. Thank you, Spider Queen. I appreciate you. Try to be respectful. If I wasn't respectful, my grandma would come down from the heavens above and whip me. Very interesting. Oh, something I thought of. Stupid. Oh, I read that one. Sorry, I think this is time. Aaron. Walters from Mississippi. Walters from Mississippi and sold to Cobb County, Tennessee, or Georgia. Probably Georgia. I think Dalen talked to him in Georgia. Well, heck, he could have traveled from anywhere though. Did he come out and say that, Dawn? Oh, you looked him up. It's not very eventful because it was like male 60 years old, but we know that where he was enslaved because there's a marker. Wait, so there I missed a lot about that, I guess. So Walter has an actual marker? Oh, I didn't attend school after losing her guardian. No, yeah. And if she was only 16. And they kept saying adolescent, which technically I guess you could say 16's adolescent. Um, but 4'10", tiny little thing, they probably thought she was younger than what she was. My husband was never a cat person until I adopted our cat. Now it's his cat. Then our cat went missing, and my sister brought me another Siamese, Bob Marley. That's cool. AKA Bob. It's funny how cats, they'll gravitate sometimes to people that's not even interested in cats. My grandparents had a bobcat, a lynx bobcat. If y'all know what a lynx bobcat is, it's pretty good size. They're mean, and they had a pet, and that cat scarred me for a long time. Um, I mean, I hated that cat. He used to hide. I think I might have shared this story with y'all one time, but that cat used to hide in the bathroom on the cabinet, and if my brother or I would walk down the hallway, that sucker would jump on us and just start batting us. And my grandpa used to take it to play a prank on us. He'd sneak in the back bedroom where we were sleeping in the bed, and he'd put that cat under the bottom of the comforter, and it would creep up and get right between us on the pillows and just start whipping us. Terrified me. I didn't like cats for time after that. And one day, I accidentally left the garage door open in the middle of the night, and the cat got out, and it probably got eaten by a coyote because it didn't have its teeth, or yeah, it had teeth, but it didn't have the fangs and it didn't have claws. They had to declaw it. It was a pet, and probably unfortunately couldn't defend itself. Looked up Walter on his. Yeah, Missy came back. Now we have two cats. Oh, it's Texas or Georgia. Okay. I think there is a Cobb County, Georgia. It's not far from Atlanta, I believe. So that might be it. Guess Walter said he was born in Mississippi. Okay. Man, I would love to. I would just go to his headstone. If we knew that was really for sure his headstone, I'd love to go down there and, I don't know, show some respect to him or something. He was gone. My mom has been gone since '82. There are certain words that I still cringe when I hear them, even when they're cultural words. Miss Linda, me too. Like lasagna. I can't stand lasagna, and that word makes me cringe. Oh, I hate lasagna. I know that you're probably talking about something different. That just reminded me. I hated lasagna. My mom used to make it all the time. I can't do the ricotta and all that junk. Ugh. A marker with best information on it, and slaves are unnamed. There's just stones with names, but it tells about the plantation. Okay, so you kind of got it. You know what plantation he was on or where it was located? Yes, there's a Cobb County, Georgia. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thought so. I can't eat lasagna. Oh, me neither. And I can't do peas. Green peas. I'm not a big vegetable fan to begin with, but Kelsey makes me eat them. So, Shirley, Miss Shirley, how are you? I ain't heard you, but I ain't heard from you in a while. I'm tired. I've been up for since 6 this morning. Linda, yesterday is my mother's death date. 10/4. Ah, sorry to hear that, Miss Tricia. Sorry to hear that. It probably said 2017. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago. That's already 7 years. That's wild. I don't like lasagna or spaghetti. Miss Tammy, I didn't eat lasagna or I didn't eat spaghetti for a long time. And I'm gonna tell you why. So when I feel like I tell too many stories. If you're tired of my story, just tell me to shut up. But when I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of money. We was broke. But our spaghetti was we we get the macaroni noodles from the food bank. and so we would get a can of the spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce. And we'd heat it up, boil the noodles, spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce in there, mix it up. That was our sketty, Miss Tammy. That was our sketty. Oh, and my brother used to put ketchup on it. Okay, my name was Beth, but they call her Beth. Okay, Elizabeth. I'm so sorry, it's hard. I love lasagna, but I didn't want to make it, so I just ricotta to the spaghetti. Oh, I can't do ricotta, Miss Tricia. Just the word ricotta sounds nasty. I mix Italian sausage and hamburger to my sauce. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Are you born in Oklahoma? No. Wasn't born in Oklahoma, but I had a lot of ties here. There. I had a lot of family there. A lot of family. Oklahoma, Arkansas, uh, Tennessee, Kentucky. It's kind of back and forth most of my life going around there. Father-in-law added ketchup to his Wendy's chili. Okay, that's pretty gross, Trisha. But I'm gonna give you one that's this one right here might make you gag a little bit. My dad used to eat peanut butter and sauerkraut sandwiches. Like he'd go to the ice box, take out sauerkraut, peanut butter, plop it on there, piece of bread, and he would eat it. And he enjoyed it. It was nasty. No, Seth, I'm not, but I might as well be back and forth there some quite often, and I'm a big Sooner fan. I'm a Vols fan and a Sooner fan. Oh no, 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 yuck. Yes, my ass, yuck. Sauerkraut, peanut butter. Ugh. I thought for sure you were going to say PBJs dipped in chili. One of my That's actually not bad. My grandpa used to do that. We'd put like a little scoop of peanut butter in the chili, or I'm not huge of that. I do put a little mustard every now and then, a little squirt of mustard, but I used to put ketchup in my mac and cheese as a kid, not anymore. Yeah, Trisha, you look a little funny if you're a grown woman out there with ketchup in your mac and cheese at the supper table. Oh, that is awesome to find people that can talk to now. Gotta be grape jelly. I like grape jelly. But the best is I love apple butter. Y'all ever been to Cracker Barrel and got the apple butter there? Oh, it's dangerous. Peanut butter jelly, the classic but discovered PB and banana sandwiches, or add honey, cinnamon, sugar. I love cinnamon. And believe it or not, I'm a pumpkin spice fan. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you get spice and pumpkin, how that goes together. I have no idea. But I like pumpkin spice. Apple butter. Been so long ago. Oh, Kelsey makes apple butter some. Well, she hadn't in a while, but she used to make apple butter and homemade jams and stuff. My friend puts applesauce in his mac and cheese, and he says it tastes like apple pie. What? Is he drinking when he's doing that? I never had cheese or noodles in my apple pie. Jelly beans, mustard, cornbread, and fried tater. Oh yeah, Seth, we talking now. How come we always end up talking about food on this thing? Y'all are making me hungry. Me too. And it's too late. Can't eat this late. I'm in a hotel, so I'm not going to eat either way. Um, I have some relatives in Oklahoma too, Cherokee side of the family. Yeah, yeah, believe it or not, you guys wouldn't believe this, but actually, my dad is half Cherokee. Like my grandma and grandpa. So my I've been my grandpa. I never met him. He passed away before I was born, but it would have been my grandma or my grandpa. He was Cherokee, and my grandma's full blood Pawnee. And then on my mom's side, they're Cherokee and something else. They're, I don't know, German or something, Irish. And then I have a lot of Native American in me, but I'm white with freckles. I'm ginger. My brother is like Kelsey's complexion. He gets pretty dark. You can tell he's native, but not me. Me and my sister are just white with red hair and freckles. Cheese is delicious in apple pie. I ain't never done that, Don. Never done that. I like cheese and apple pie too much to mix them. I'll try it though. You're too sweet. Crepes sound good. Crepes. Just crepes like that little thin pancake thing. I think you roll it up. Cheese is delicious in apple pie. Oh, I keep reading the same one. Star Clan. Wow. Brandy, I brush my teeth. I can eat. Can't eat. Maybe tomorrow at PB&J. That sounds good. Miss Tina, you eat cheese in your apple pie to this day? I Okay, just because a huge big cinnamon roll hot out of the oven. That sounds good. Seth, you're asking about Oklahoma. You'll know this. When I was a kid, I'd go see my grandparents, and we'd always go down to Daylight Donut. I don't care what they say, Daylight Donut has some of the best donuts besides Krispy Kreme. They're good. My dad would eat a slice of cheddar cheese on top of his apple pie. Wow. My grandpa was Navajo. Ever met that? Are you talking to me? I am not an OSU fan. I'm an Oklahoma fan, Sooner fan, and I'm a Tennessee fan. So I grew up being a fan of those, going to those games. Tennessee games is the first game I ever went to. Onion smash burgers. Oh yeah, greatest thing ever come out of Oklahoma. No, the greatest thing to come out of Oklahoma is Brahms ice cream. I'm just saying. Yeah, Seth, or those sausage rolls they make, little sausage in the bread. That's good. KFC, you should go pay a visit to the Colonel. Yeah, we actually, our first conversation we ever did was with the Colonel on Dalen's channel. That was about this time last year, actually. Speaking of the Colonel, guys, I got a video coming out probably in the next few days. You remember the live we did walking through Cave Hill Cemetery? If you remember where we first started, I walked up to Colonel Sanders' headstone. Well, while I was doing that, I didn't hear it. We didn't have the spirit box going, the app. We didn't have the speakers. There was nothing. It was just us filming, just walking around. Well, there is the beginning of that. We're walking up to Colonel Sanders' headstone, and you hear right into the microphone, Kelsey climbed the tree. Someone said, Kelsey climbed the tree. And then you hear a whisper, and it sounded like it said, yes, like that. And then there was another audible response, like somebody said something or made a noise, but there was no nope. There was no spirit box running, no equipment, no one's around. It was just us, and you can hear it. So I'm gonna make a video out of that. I'm gonna post it, and I just happened to catch it the other day. I was listening to that live, going back over it, and I caught it right at the beginning. And I'm like, this was wild. There's no way that could happen without literally a spirit talking into the speaker of the phone. But I've never had that, like doing a live or anything, and it just somebody talks to you, says something. We didn't have nothing going. We've caught on recorders and stuff at times here and there. Not a lot of that either. But yeah, this was clear as day. I cannot wait for you guys to hear this. So I'm gonna have to start just searching through some of the lives we do and seeing if I can hear any hidden responses or something like that. So yeah, it's interesting. Oh, Lazaria, did you hear what the last video what they said? They said that they were glad we're filming. We had microphones. Helps get the word out or the truth out. Spread the truth or something along those lines. But they knew I was filming. They knew we had microphones, and they said they were fine with that because it helps get the truth out. I was like, "That's smart. Like, that's intelligent." Cheryl, how you doing, Cheryl? Spirits are getting Lazaria sounds good. Casey Roll girl here. Showers, good time heading for bed. Much needed sleep. Good night, y'all. Hey, good night, Brandy. Thanks for popping in. Hope I didn't bore you with my stories. I'm just over here shooting the breeze. So well, have a good night and thanks for stopping in. Always a pleasure. Good night, Brandy. Sleep well. So cool. I bet he was down there. Oh yeah, Colonel Sanders was all I hear about Colonel Sanders is good things. Um so I own a business and I own a couple small businesses, but my main business is I work with a lot of seniors, and so a lot of them knew Colonel Sanders or knew his wife. The ones that are in their old 90s, they would see him around town because he actually will go and check on his restaurants, and he would buy just walk in a restaurant and buy everybody's supper or whatever. He did a lot of good things for the community, the churches, and uh, outreaches and stuff. He did a lot. You're never boring, Josh. Just need my beauty sleep. Well, you go get that beauty sleep, Miss Brandy. I might have to get some beauty sleep too, because the beauty side of our duo is not here. So all those white suits, yeah, he was crisp in those white suits, wasn't he? Yeah. If you has everybody listened to that video on Dalen's channel? It was kind of when we first started, so I've gotten a little better on getting responses, but I like when they are informing of us what they see and like. Mostly Kelsey's nails. They love her nails, glasses, hat, pink color. I think they get so intrigued by her nails is because we do talk to a lot of older generations, and they probably I don't know when nail polish was invented, but I guarantee you it wasn't probably wasn't around in the early 1900s. They do. Dolly Parton heard Kenny Rogers if she I wonder if oh yeah, I'm sure Dolly probably would. Dolly probably would. I have no doubt, Don. Are you talking about the Colonel Sanders one, Miss Tammy? Oh, we're gonna go back and talk to him though. We're gonna do one on our channel, and I think it'll be better because I'm a little more. we've learned a little bit, along the way. So I think it'll be a much clearer responses. Oh, Patsy Cline, yep. Patsy Cline mentioned talked about Kelsey having a hat. She had a hat, but she wasn't wearing it. It was in the car. They also talked about a few other items in the car too. So it was like they said, oh, they're from Kentucky. So they read the license plate and everything. Yeah, you're right, Miss Linda. They like those. Uh, yeah. Did they say that was him? The people that knew Colonel Sanders? The ones this has told me that. I mean, they haven't watched the video, but they just told me about him being around. Um, but just about how he was and things he did. There was a rumor about Colonel Sanders years ago that he stole a lady's recipe in like the 1920s. Um, that was just rumors, so nothing was ever proven. I got during that video, some people were nasty to me for doing that video because they said he was a racist because the lady he supposedly took her recipe was African American. You're talking about the 20s. Um, again, there was no proof of that, and that's the only negative thing I ever heard about Colonel Sanders. I mean, you come to Kentucky, they'll tell you all about him. That he was a good guy, that he helped a lot. He went to a church downtown, and it was kind of in a rougher area, but he would do a lot for the other churches and the neighborhoods surrounding the downtown area. People said he would just Thanksgiving, he would just they would cook food and give it out, and um, they helped. They did a lot of stuff, is what I've heard. Thank you, Lazaria. You two are very special with the spirits giving them prayer, light, and comfort. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I feel like during lives they can see what we type on here. It's possible. See, what's funny about that? So we have a notepad, and we write out all of our questions, and when we were here, and if anything happened during there, we just try to keep a little bit of a log. And um, what was I saying? Oh, so we've had them read words that was on the paper. Kelsey's holding the notebook paper, and we've had them read the words off of the paper before we said the words. So that's kind of funny. And if you remember the last video, she said something to us. I don't remember what it was. And then she said, write that down on your paper. Oliver Springs, maybe we can meet at the library. Sure, Melissa. Oliver Springs, huh? Is that the Tennessee? Is that in Tennessee, Oliver Springs? Wonder what they'd think of it if it was him or not, and being able to hear the dead. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really talk to them about. I mean, I've never talked to my clients about what we do, conversations and all that. You know how people are. I will say, traveling, I've noticed that it's more acceptable. Paranormal is more acceptable in other places, especially like out west versus like in the south. Like it's still pretty taboo to some folks. I've heard relatives and no doubt it was them. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, my mom. I guess I missed it. I have a monitor, Josh, to listen for my sleeping at night. She is 88 years old and she has Parkinson's. A few weeks ago, I couldn't sleep, so I was up late. Decided to go to sleep. I just turned the light out. When I heard a man's voice call out over the monitor, call my mom's name to me, it sounded like my dad. What? That's wild, Shirley. That's wild. I've heard relatives, no doubt. That's cool. Well, that's good confirmation. That is. Yeah, I think during the lives we can read the chat. They can saw usernames like Woogie Woogie Man. Now they say it often. It was said first time 3 times in C Fan's first live stream, and in mine too. Huh. I'll have to keep an eye out. Woogie Woogie Man? That's pretty neat. You know, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but we watch other people's lives and or videos, like graveyard shift folks and stuff that do videos like this, and it's neat because it kind of feels like we all kind of have a different style, and it seems like the spirit guides kind of, I don't say adjust, but they just fit in everyone's different styles of doing things. Uh, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it just seems like they know our style and what we're gonna do, and they help us with that. And then Dalen has a bit of a different style than we have, and they help him with that. And I've noticed that with everybody, so it's pretty neat. They kind of play off your personalities a little bit, I think. So, hmm, that's cool. Woogie Man pops up with tips too. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to keep my ears open. I heard my stepdad call my name one day while I was doing dishes. It sounded like he was yelling my name far away. Weird. Mom's house was like synced. Huh. Josh, I'm on Facebook. I don't have Facebook, Miss Melissa. We do have an Instagram, Anywhere South on Instagram. You can message me over there, and we also have an email. Hmm. Let's see here. Yeah, the stuff on our Instagram is there's maybe some pictures or something, but usually it's just clips. I just do the shorts or the story, and I'll put the link to our latest video, or I'll post a picture. To be honest, I'm not a big social media person. I don't have time for it. Besides YouTube, this takes up any free time you have. It definitely takes up the free time. So I don't really. I think I had a Facebook years ago, and my job at the time, my career that I was in, prior to now, uh, I couldn't have a Facebook. I could, it just wasn't smart. So I just never got a Facebook. And now I'm just too busy to keep up with it. It seems like a lot of junk. You guys know what I mean? A lot of political junk. And I ain't got time for the junk. I don't think none of us do, but we're over it. Gosh, I'm on Facebook. I think the people who use the same app, Sono X, must be collective. Yeah, I also wonder if some of the spirit guides' names, like, I sometimes I wonder, is it the same Walter that comes in with everybody, or is it different? Or are they assigned that name because the meaning of the name, we've talked about that. A lot of times their meaning of their name kind of fits the type of spirit guide they are. It's what it seems like. Just just kind of what it seems like. I don't know. I could be wrong, but oh, Miss Sherry. How you doing, Miss Sherry? Good to see you. I never got the live notice. I didn't have one. I'm sorry. It was kind of a spur of the moment deal. And I'm by myself. I thought, oh, I'll get on here and I got a new phone, so I was just making sure it looked okay on the live. See, Josh. Okay. I think the people who use the same info. I closed my Facebook several years ago. You'd rather garden, ignore that crap, and have blocked people. Yeah. Yeah, some people just out looking for drama. I've had enough drama in life. I'm like, yeah, it's all about peace for me. If you ain't bringing the peace, I ain't got nothing for you. Ignore the crap and have black people sing around. See if it has missed. Are you talking about the one that sometimes a response comes in that says no, like that? 'Cause we do get that too sometimes. And I've at this point I've kind of figured out it's somebody that's trying to disrupt things because it happened the last video, and then right after someone said like that, then she started talking and she said yes and started answering us. Right now, it's all about house hunting. That's right, Miss Linda. You're on the hunt. I know you're looking hard for a new house, Mister No. I've never heard of that, but now it makes sense because he does just say no. How'd you know his name, Don? How'd you figure that out? His name was Ed. I'm just curious because I've heard the Ed multiple times come through. It was probably different, but Miss Linda, you hunt houses. Yeah, Miss Linda hunts houses. She caught one with a big old cast net. Found a little house out one day and she's walking and she's like, I gotta get that house. She throws a net on it, she caught it. Said she caught the house. You believe that? New home, new spirits. I remember he said no. The different spirit told him, shut up. Yeah, I've heard him tell him shut up. Yep, I've heard that. That's cool because I sometimes I would hear that. I'm like, is he saying like I shouldn't be doing something? But then it's always followed up with either a Walter or somebody coming in or the person we're talking to answering a question. Go say shut up, Mr. No responds with no. Yo, Marion tries to get Dalen to talk to him. That's wild, Don. That's wild. Wow. I did. Brought it home, fed it. Now it stays with me. Well, your doctor bill for that house is going to be out the roof. It's going to be out there. So do you think Ed is just a grumpy, tired spirit, or do you, Don? Of course, you realize the spirit comes through kind of. Yeah, he does. Walter ain't playing no games. Remember when Chris had some fun? Walter, dapper old dude. That's the vibe I get. Like he's a sharp dressed fella. Walter could be a mixture of John Wayne, Matt Dillon from Gunsmoke. Those guys are natural born just butt kickers. Okay. And I feel like Walter's that guy. Just walk in like the Duke, like John Wayne. The room quiets. They tip their hats to him. They respect him. That's how I picture Walter. I don't know. Walter's place, the boom boom room. Huh? I think he is sort of a rule keeper has authority, but I've heard Rosemary. Yeah, I wonder that too. Like if wonder if somebody's in charge. Like is Mary Ellen or Rosemary? Is one of them in charge over the other? I don't know. Who's too old to serve in the military? Don, do you know what year Walter, like what like generation? Yeah, it's neat because Walter will just pop in and let us know he's there. He's hanging out. It seems like now, the longer we've been doing this, the more type of responses like that we're getting, where it's different type of response, like just comforting you, letting you know he's there. He tells us we're doing a good job. We helped, and that's Walter. And Adrian does the same thing, but Walter does it a lot. I think that's really cool. Just reassuring, you know. Rosemary's in charge. He's Zion. Someone should try to find where John Wayne is buried, but he would be really a neat. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Some guys just have more experience, so they're really. Yeah, that's true. Could be. And I wonder, like, if you had a career or a job while you were living, and do you still kind of have that when you cross over? Like this was Mary Ellen a school teacher, so now she teaches new spirit guides and she comforts and help kind of guide. I don't know. I always wonder that though, if how they lived before, if that carried over to the afterlife. Yeah, and I noticed Mary Ellen is she still comes in, but it's not as often now. Um, Same with Rosemary. We get hers from time to time, but it's not like every week like it was. Now it's a lot of Walter and Adrian, Bill now, Jack, Shauna. They're all coming through, and then of course Stephen. I think he's just a spirit helper that tags along to help us out. Yeah, Lazara, there's actually a couple. Yeah, you probably found them on. Oh, I'm about knocked over the computer. Um, yeah, there was a couple they said in that place that are unknown. We found out a little later. One of them we knew was there, but we kind of wanted to talk with Sarah. We were there all day, so we didn't really have time to talk to them. But yeah, I'd like to go back to Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas again. That was a neat town. It's a little German Texas town. That was cool. And that cemetery looked like, I'll be honest, when we first got there, I got kind of a creepier, eerie vibes. But when we first got there, Kelsey had a work call, so she was on in the car for like 30 minutes. So I was walking around by myself that whole place trying to figure out where Sarah I guess Sarah, we could say Sarah, we'll just call her Sarah. That's the name we heard. But where she was buried at, took forever to find her. I looked and looked and looked, could not find her. But I walked that whole place and it just felt really peaceful there. But if you was to look at it, you would think, okay, this might be a little dark, but it wasn't. It was peaceful. We love your stories, Josh. Keep them coming. Well, thank you, Miss Sherry. Kelsey gets tired. She probably heard all my stories so many times. She just, just nods. Cool. They don't move. You can go back and visit. That's right. I think they do move, though. I feel like we could talk to them anywhere, but to me, it just seems more. I feel more respectful just going to where the closest point of contact would be, which would be their last place of resting. You know, their headstone. That's one reason why we prefer to go to the cemeteries versus just doing random conversation somewhere, which is good, and we still do those, especially if we can't get to the headstone, you know. But But yeah, I feel like we could talk to them anywhere. I do. Linda, I think the marker is a connection to them, and they never really there unless they're stuck. Yeah, or if they have energy. Like I've kind of noticed because I've said this before, but we've talked to people at their house where they lived, and we've also talked to them at their headstone on the same day. Uh, and to me, it just kind of showed me like, oh, they're connected to here and here, so maybe they can just the doorway. Maybe it's the doorway or the stairway. I think the doorway, though, how they move in and out. Gosh, brother, you should write a book filled with your stories. Oh, I got a lot of stories, y'all. I got a lot of stories. There's a lot I can't share, but I try to share what I can. I don't know what's appropriate, to be honest with y'all. I don't, I got a lot of stories, but I don't know what's appropriate for YouTube or for viewers. You just don't know anymore. So I just try to keep it safe. Always there. Yep, we're still here. Just me rambling away, Miss Courtney. You're still on. Clearly, this is go have coffee and still go back to our home. Yep, that's right, Miss Linda. You are right. Lazaria, I would like to talk to Western Soul. Could imagine their chat. And if they mention horse, duel, gun, saloon. Well, you know what? When we were in Texas talking at the jail, outside the jail, we heard, and they told us to go bring them a horse next time. We heard about outlaws while we were at the hotel talking, and they mentioned outlaws several times. Um, yeah, we've heard that. And I didn't know this, but where Kelsey and I was standing in that gazebo, it's the same area where they would do, lynchings back then publicly. That was the town square, that little town, Bellinger, Texas. Video is Tiffany where she's talking to the guys that died when the roof collapsed on them at work. They didn't know they were dead. One of them was hitting a woman. Wow. I bet there's a lot of that. Bet there's a lot of that. Because I kind of feel like, and you guys have witnessed this just from talking to some of the folks that were murdered, that died young. You remember the girl? What was it? What was her name? I got it written down. There's a lot of names I try to remember. But yeah, I feel like whenever they're a tragic death like that, maybe some, not all, but some of them might get stuck and think like they're still living, or maybe they're stuck in like a loop or something. That's just my thought. I don't know. Jenny, how you doing, Miss Jenny? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I've not the video, Tiffany. I need to see it. She was the first black female gang leader and female outlaw. I never Belle Star. I have to look her up. Huh. Unless my stepdad is related to the Youngers on his mom's side. Wow. Extremely late, but we'll listen. Well, don't stay up too late on our behalf now, Miss Jenny. Don't do that. I'll probably cut out here soon. I've been on here for how long? 100 minutes, 33 seconds. Golly, you could go forever on these lives, y'all. It doesn't seem like I've been on here that long. It's actually an interesting view. Down, cool, meeting Bellstar. Imagine the spirit guys going to busy, sadly due to Helen Storm. Yeah, I've thought about, I don't know. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I don't we don't talk to anyone that's recently we try not to, unless it's like, somebody wants us to talk to a family member, a child, a friend or something. But we don't just go and talk to people that passed away recently. But I thought sometime when we go maybe back to the talking bench, I like going there. I feel like they really try to help us and navigate, and that's where a lot of the spirits that ask for help come there to ask. So I don't know, something special about that place. So, but I thought next time we were there, maybe just put out a little word, just to I don't know, let these folks that suffered in these natural disaster, just let them know we pray for peace over them, and uh, I don't know, just let them know that we wish peace upon them. Because I would imagine a lot of them, we're talking about people that get stuck and not know that they've passed. I mean, could you imagine just sleeping and all of a sudden the mountain collapse on your house and you're gone? You were just alive 5 seconds ago. Now you're done. You're out here. I would think that some of them would be stuck and not realize that. So I thought maybe just saying, hey, we wish peace over you, and just see what happens. Maybe somebody will come through and start talking that was involved in that. I don't know. Um, but I thought it'd just be a respectful thing. I don't know what y'all think about that. Is it good just to acknowledge that, or maybe not? Guy who died at work, he said. Imagine the spirit guides going to be busy, sadly, due to Helen Storm aftermath. See, she was back in the day, early Oklahoma. I'm gonna look her up, Seth. I'm gonna have to look into that. Where's she buried at? What part of Oklahoma do you know? It's like talking to a friend. Time doesn't exist. Carolyn. Josh, that helps them. It does. That's what I think too, Miss Linda. Definitely. I definitely might do that. Just see what I don't know. See what happens, what they say. What in the hell happened? 1 minute we're working the oh no. Who said that? Trisha. Hey Trisha. You know what's wild? We've heard this a few different times, but they say like they invite Kelsey and I to eat dinner with them, to come to the table and eat. Been invited to go fishing multiple times. So it's like when you hear those things, you're like, maybe times like stops or something, and in their mind they see and feel like that they're back in at their homestead, or they're back at grandma's house or whatever, around the dinner table. I mean, I don't know. Could be could be something like that though. Even worse, dying while going to the bathroom. Yeah, that'd be a rough one. Don't go anytime soon though. It's terrible. Where's terrible at? I'm sorry, I missed that one. Oh, there's a community of people to help those who die in disaster like uh, this is already you're in California. It's still the night's still young where you're at, ain't it? Yeah, like a veil. Maybe it's different than theirs, but we are standing in the same location. Yeah, I agree. I agree. 'Cause how they gonna invite me over for some fried chicken? And it's like they're teasing me. Like I can't eat the fried chicken, but you want to invite me over, and you know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a big feast. Probably some homemade apple pie, fried chicken, some collards, some grits. It'd be some good stuff. And I can't enjoy it because I can't see it, but they're out there just chowing down. It's like being on a diet at a buffet. It's just torture. My dad had a heart attack. He was putting on. his pants and fell over and died. What? Golly. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll be honest. Be honest though, Trisha. That's one way I've never heard of someone passing is putting on their britches. Yeah, putting on the britches, huh? Wow. Well, I hate that you had to go through that. It's 11:51 on West Coast. Miss Shirley, I thought you was in Canada. I don't know why I always thought you were in Toronto. I think. Rich could smell. Yeah, so you guys notice they smell me a lot. They like my clone for some reason. We had a McRib sandwich the week before. Yeah, because who knows what's in them McRib sandwiches. People go crazy over those things. I'm not a like McDonald's fast food person. I'd rather try to go somewhere, a little restaurant or something. Not a McDonald's fan, but I can't imagine the McRib would be better than going and having a steak or actual real ribs, not ribs. Miss Judy, tell them about your cologne. I she used to. That's funny because now that you say that, she always talks about my clone all the time. She'd always smell me. It's funny. I used to play a lot of pranks on Miss Judy. You guys only knew the pranks I played on Judy. Her and I had a pretty fun relationship. We got along really good. Um, and Kelsey and I actually we were with her a lot for several years, but she was sick for a long time. But man, she was one of those people. Well, I called her a cat. I was like, Mom, you're a cat. You got more than 9 lives. Probably she had died several times during operations, and she had cancer for a long time. She beat stage 4 cancer, which was obviously we know is rare. Uh, she had a lot of the health issues after she had surgery for her cancer and stuff. That she started getting a lot of infections and stuff like that. But yeah, me and her had a lot of fun. I used to play pranks on her. Gosh, I used to hate going to the Hobby Lobby with her. 'Cause she was a florist. She owned a flower shop for many years, and she loved flowers. And I used to go there, and she used to make me look at every fake flower and weeds and plants, but they're fake. I don't know nothing about all that, but yeah, I used to have to go with her and pick out flowers. I'd just tell her what looked pretty. I didn't know what they were, but she was one of those real artsy ladies, so she could make something out of nothing. And something was gonna be art, and she was gonna paint something. She had a flower pot in a toilet, an old commode one time. She turned the whole commode into a beautiful flower, like big pot, and it was really neat. But she had a bedpan, an old bedpan she found at a garage sale and turned it into a flower pot. She was something else. Hey, Dawn, that's true, yeah. Yeah, the first time she came in, she said her name, she told us she loved us, that she was up high with Adrian checking the scene. That was in the Smoky Mountains, when we did the Smoky Mountain video, like a year, maybe close to a year ago. Yeah, at least you know, and then it's not like a shot. Kelsey's mom. Yes, yeah, Trisha Judy is Kelsey's mom. She still loves you. Yep, she does. She really does. You can really feel it. Uh, yeah, I was. She had a tough go, but she was a loving person. She had a lot of love, and you never know what she's gonna say though. You never know what's gonna come out of her mouth. But and Kelsey and I got to take her in 2016. We flew her to Portland, Oregon. Well, we flew her to was it Bainbridge, Washington. That's where her brother lived, Kelsey's uncle. Bainbridge Island. That's what it is. We flew her with a. She just got a trach out, and she had a feeding tube. She had oxygen, and she's in a wheelchair. And Kelsey and I took her from Florida all the way to Washington. We flew her across the whole country. That was an event, I'll tell you that much. That was eventful. It was good, but it was an event. Oh, I can tell you, Miss Lazaria, I'll ask her, but I would say her favorite, I don't know if she had a favorite, but she definitely had some that stuck out. One was me climbing a so Judy had, I mean, artwork out the wazoo, little trinket things, stuff that she didn't get rid of anything. Everything was could be art or valuable to her or whatever. She would find anything on a figurine on the side of the road, and she's gonna have that puppy for 20 plus years. She had all kinds of stuff, and for some reason, I was always the one to get get volunteered involuntarily, even though I guess because I'd always help her, but I'd always get volunteered to hang all the pictures. I'd spend hours over there adjusting it for her, nailing it, putting this one here. Kelsey and I planting her flowers and all that. I think it says, "Welcome to place with toilet outside in the yard with flowers in a bowl." Yeah, that's true. Says, "Welcome to Seth, but how can I toilet?" Trash or treasure? Actually, I did. Oh, one prank I did play on Judy, talking about the toilet. I bought some fake dog poop, and I used to prank her with dog poop all the time, like fake dog poop. And I put it in the toilet, and I told her I saw a homeless man using the bathroom out there. By the time I got out there to tell him it's not a real working toilet, he was gone. And she was like, "What? No, you're fibbing. You're kidding me. You're joshing me." I said, "I go out there and look." And she goes out there and had the fake dog poop in the toilet. Yeah, she actually lived in Spain studying art. She lived there for like 2 years. Then she moved to California. When y'all doing stare on the walls, it's important to be here. Yes, and she loved staring at the art because she couldn't do art anymore. She used to make glass. She made vases and like paperweights, those silk, those clear paperweights. She made all kinds of stuff. And then she couldn't do nothing anymore really. But she just looked at her art. She still planted plants, and she loved HGTV. That was on all day, or the cooking channel. And then I'd come over and I'd turn on Impractical Jokers. That's like my old time favorite show. Do y'all know what Impractical Jokers is? And she'd watch that with me, and we'd have a good time. Miss Jenny, good night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good night, Dawn. That's what my son calls it. Collector and hoarder. I'm trying to stop. We have no more room for any more stuff. But I have a couple clients that are like that. They're older and man, talk about one was a really bad hoarder. And her husband passed away. He was a hoarder, and then once he passed, they cleared their house out, and it's better now. But I have another lady who collects everything, everything. And every year for her birthday, I take a picture of her dog and then I put it on a canvas, and then I'll hang it up for her. She has pictures of her dog. She loves her dogs. And she has just canvas pictures all over her bedroom of her dog. Oh, I used to watch paranormal shows. She's the one that got me to watch Ghost Brothers. Yeah, my grandma and my dad were big into paranormal shows, and my grandma watched Ghost Brothers too, Miss Tricia. That's funny. I was never into paranormal stuff, to be honest. For a long time, I was not into it because I didn't want to believe things, I guess. His family went through the Great Depression, so we believe his behavior because he wants to make sure he has things. Yeah, I guarantee you. The lady I was telling you about, she went through the depression and she hoards like packets at like a restaurant. She'll just put a bunch in her little baggie in her purse. And I always say, "You ever gonna use those?" She says, "No, but if I run out, then I'll have some. If I can't get it, I'll have it." And I started noticing she would just buy groceries to stock up in case she runs out, or in case she'd say in case something happens and she can't get to the store. But you could tell it's kind of a problem, you know. So I go to sleep. It was great talking to you all. Hey Don, thanks for hanging out with us. We sure appreciate it. Appreciate you supporting us and showing all the love. We sure do appreciate it. Have a good night. And thanks for what you said earlier about your nephew. That's cool. You have him watch us. That's neat. Thank you for that. I can tell stories we can't even imagine. Oh yeah, definitely. We tell stories we can't imagine. Well, y'all, it's 2:03 in Arkansas, so I think I'm gonna. What they say? It's time to pee on, pee on the fire and call the dogs. Time to hit the hay. Y'all heard that old expression? Pee on the fire, call the dogs. Kelsey hates it when I say that, by the way. Thank you guys so much, and I might I'm gonna try to depending on I gotta work some tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do some filming with Miss Gina, meet up with her family. So we might get a few different conversations going. Might have some other things in store. So I'm just here for a couple days, but yeah, I'm trying to make the best of it. So we're gonna do some filming tomorrow, and I will try to go live again this weekend or in the next few days. I'll do my best. If not, keep your eyes peeled for a an extra video um, about the audio we heard on that last live. So that's incredible. I'm excited for you guys to hear it. But thank you so much, and yeah, thanks for stopping in. Y'all have a good night. Be safe, and have a blessed one. See you later. Forgot to turn this off.